You may be fatigued. You have traveled almost non-stop for the last 2 days. 2 days ago, you left the strangely beautiful elven forest homeland of Second Home. Beautiful because the awe-inspiring forest's emerald green canopy seemed to stretch across and cradle the world. Strange because of the flecks of magical elven quicksilver that veined its way through branches, bushes, treetops, and the undergrowth beneath your feet. Now, however, you are rushing through the sun-soaked tall golden grass of the endless plains. You have been asked by High Priestess Sildrina to rush a sealed scroll to a human ciphermancer named Palom, who lives in a village called Mist. Ciphermancers are what they call wizards in the setting. You were given a map, 100 shards each, which feel free to write that down, and the sealed scroll. Who would like to carry the scroll? Could you pass that to Dan? Okay.
How many shards is the map worth?
The map itself? The map itself is probably worth about 50, maybe. Shards is the it's a crystalline substance that the setting uses for currency. It basically comes from a meteorite strike that happened during what they call the Second Portal War in this world, where a foreign species pushed a heavenly body out of their world and impacted this planet, really. And the crystalline substance is mined from that impact crater, and they use it as currency. So that's what shards are. And so you were given a map, 100 shards each, and the sealed scroll, which the troll ciphermancer has. You believe you are close to Mist. As a matter of fact, the trade road you have traveled for the last hour is leading up a slight rise ahead, and Mist should be on the other side. You crest the rise and look down where the city should be, but you see nothing but a large, undisturbed village-sized patch of dirt. What do you do?
Does life remain something?
It could be the dirt, the undisturbed dirt area doesn't look like a crater or like a smoldering battle, or you don't see like any you don't see currently any footprints in the dirt area that looks like there was some type of foul play. The village-sized patch of dirt, because you're surrounded by tall grass. You're in a grass plains. It looks completely serene and like there was
no sudden changes in weather or apparent wildlife signs.
Correct.
Okay.
The appearance would be a town that used to be there but is now nothing but a large-sized patch of dirt.
Okay, who's got the map? Did we go the right way?
I would assume that the most wilderness capable character, well, I wouldn't assume, the most wilderness capable character is Pippin's character. So I would assume he probably was guiding them. Yeah. Guiding. Okay. If you, Pippin, if you...
Not that I'm pointing fingers,
right.
But, you know, do we need to take that left turn at Albuquerque? You know.
I had 3 beers last night, it's okay.
So Pippin's character, if you want to look at the map, you will determine that you feel like you're exactly where you're supposed to be.
Okay.
Am I allowed to sneak peek? No, it's...
If you want to. So I'll describe the scroll to you. So the scroll is sealed by Elven Quicksilver. Basically, Elven Quicksilver is silver that can be controlled mentally, and it can be as hard as iron or as soft as liquid. So you have what looks like a wax seal that it's silver instead of, you know...
But I'd have to break the seal to open it up.
Correct. And you, since I'm assuming this is the first time anyone has tried to think or has thought about cracking the seal, you don't know what type of quicksilver it is. It could be synced to only be opened by the recipient, or it could be synced to be opened by anyone who tries to mentally open it. You don't know because I'm assuming no one has tried. But that's what you know about the scroll. So, but obviously it's up to you.
I'm being self-serving.
Magic user, what do you think?
I know he wants to pursue knowledge, though, but maybe reason needs to step in and say, you know,
that's
I don't believe we were given permission to read this. This was not for our, you know.
True.
You know.
So basically,
So I'm giving the loyalty.
There you go.
Okay.
You know what?
So the things that you do know is, number one, you were offered 100 shards each, obviously, to rush the scroll, 2 days hard travel from second home, which is the Elven forest homeland. That's about 3 times the normal rate for a messenger. The reason they sent all of you is because there had been reports of bandits on the road, and they apparently didn't want a single messenger who could be waylaid and not get the scroll here. Sildrina, the high priestess, the Elven high priestess who hired you, gave you few details, but it is apparently an urgent message, and it regards a wondrous item. The ciphermancer who you're supposed to deliver the scroll to, his name is Palom, and he is a collector of wondrous items and a very honorable retired hero. And what else?
Everything you're saying
yes.
is making me want to actually roll a perception check to see if I can tell what kind of quicksilver this is, and then if I can reseal it.
Cool.
You just like are stroking the hole. I want to know what's inside.
You're driven to gain knowledge.
That's what I'm saying.
Give me either a perception or an education check. If you've already looked at your character sheet and you know that you have a list of what are called attributes, and there are 10 of them. They range from stuff that would be considered a skill in some systems or characteristics in other systems. So these are when you're not trying to punch or seduce or magic something, these are what you use. When I ask for an attribute check, what you do is, it's very simple. You roll 2d6 and you add your total attribute to the roll. Now, when you do an attribute check, there's something called a fate die. So when you do an attribute check, a damage check, we'll talk about that later, and when you roll your attack stats, you should always have one die that's a different color. And when that die rolls a 6, it explodes, which means you total up your roll and you keep rolling. Every time you roll a 6, you total and keep going. So basically it allows you to get really high totals. So Danny,
Perception or education?
Perception or education, yeah.
Either one.
Either one.
Perception is it.
Okay. And so which one is going to be your fate
The big
die?
one.
The big one is your fate die. So it's 2d6, it's only 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, 2d6.
One and one regular one?
Yep.
Gotcha.
So you're only, 2d6, and one of them will be your fate die. So you roll that. I know what the target number is in my head.
Well, I rolled a 1.
Okay. Oh.
Fake die says 5.
Okay.
But my perception is an 8.
Okay. 5, 13, 14. That is good enough to get a everyday, challenging, difficult. That is good enough to, you exactly hit a difficult target number. There's basically 5 difficulty levels: everyday, challenging, difficult, very difficult, and near impossible. You hit difficult, which I think for a ciphermancer, it would be easy. You're looking at the markings. You notice that the seal has the symbol of the 7 silver circles, which are basically the 7 elven cities. You get a feeling that it doesn't have the markings to be synced to the recipient. So you believe anyone who took a couple of seconds of concentrating could lift the quicksilver from the seal and open the scroll. That's what you feel.
Well, considering we're standing in a field looking at what used to be, well, what appears to be used to be a city, anybody gonna object to me opening this or trying to open it?
If you can pull, but can you put it back?
Yes. If you think it is the type of quicksilver,
That you could open, read.
I should be able to.
Well,
I can't guarantee it, but I should be able to.
Well, I think that
I think we're gonna clash.
No, I don't want to be the babysitter here, though, but we're being paid a lot of money, and if you want to forfeit your part of the loot to us right now, that's fine. But otherwise, I think you can wait till we find Palom. So what do you like more, knowledge or your money?
So speaking of that, everybody else, including you again, Danny, as you are talking and discussing what you're going to do, give me a perception attribute check. So again, that's going to be 2d6. One of them should be a different color, and you call that your fate die. And if that rolls a 6, you continue rolling until you don't roll a 6. And tell me what your total, your roll plus your perception attribute would be. Is.
Okay. So my fate die is
The
red.
black one will be. Actually, I'll keep it red since yours is red.
Okay.
So
the
5
one and-
plus your perception.
Perception.
My perception's 3. I'm sort of the.
So my fate die will be red.
It's only 3?
Yeah.
That seems weird.
5.
It says I have 3 on everything here. But
Oh,
it
your
has
total,
me-
the total.
Oh, total.
Oh.
Yeah.
The gray
For
column all the way to the
perception.
side.
Okay. 5.
Okay, so 10.
Yep,
Right.
and I got a 10 as well.
Okay.
10.
10.
7.
7. Okay. The only person that doesn't notice this, because this is it's really obvious. 10 is an everyday task, like super easy. You really don't have to stress over it. As you guys are sitting there talking, you kind of some eyes, except for Pippin's character,
Paying attention
Hey,
to
he's
something.
clearly out there.
paying attention to something else. You notice that you notice that your feet are standing in large lizard-like tracks, and on the dirt road surrounded by grass that's leading up to this undisturbed village-sized patch of dirt. Looks like several riders have very recently, probably minutes before you, come down this trade road that you're on toward the open area, and you think it's probably 4 riders on horseback and several, maybe even a dozen or so large lizard, human-sized lizards just rode past here minutes before you guys arrived. And you guys are looking at the tracks, and they seem to go up to the undisturbed village-sized patch and stop. When it hit, the road goes up to that patch and stop. You don't see the 4 horses and the dozens of man-sized lizards tracks continue. Yeah. So, and that's all I wanted to let you know, and you guys can go back to your conversation about.
The guy that we're delivering it to is also a cipher mage. Love the name, by the way.
Sacraments, yep.
And
Thank
he's
you.
a decorated hero.
Retired hero who likes to collect wondrous items.
He's probably been around for a while. Master of the trade.
Best way to hide a place where you live is to cloak it.
That's what I'm thinking.
I just.
15
What are you rolling?
perception.
Perception? What are you trying to figure out?
If the city, like walking toward, I'm gonna walk towards the city. I'm like literally
Okay. How far are you walking?
like up to the edge and kind of.
Okay. You get right up to the edge where the several rider tracks end and then disappear, like right inside the undisturbed patch of dirt. You get right there. And you rolled how much?
15.
15? That's difficult. Almost very difficult. As you get to the edge where the tracks end, you feel your skin begins to tingle. There is some type of powerful arcane energy radiating from this patch of this undisturbed village-sized patch.
All right, hold on. All right. If you want to read that scroll, I don't have a problem with it now, because I'm just looking at all this like saying, okay, I think that this, if there's magic afoot and something just happened, there might be some people in trouble, and we need to find out all that we can about the situation. So if you want to do that, fine.
Okay.
I'm not going to be the.
You take a step forward?
I'm not going to
Okay.
be the person.
What do you have a name for your character?
Nazareth.
Nazareth. So you guys are watching him. He walks right up to the edge where the tracks end, and he's like, ooh. He gets a little bit of a tingle, and then Tam's character says, you know what, just open the scroll, because there's some bad stuff going on here. And Nazareth goes, okay, takes a step. As soon as his foot hits the barrier between where the tracks ended and where they disappear, you see reality ripple around his foot, and Danny, you feel something pull you forward and then as his chest hits it and his shoulder hits it and his head hits it, reality ripples around him and his body is sucked forward and disappears.
Hey, what?
Let me tear up your character sheet. Okay, so who else wants to do something? No, I'll just kidding.
I don't know. Hold up. Mind blank. I'm not just.
Can we
I mean, I did what I normally do.
The worst
Malik and
decision.
Genevieve just walked in.
Huh?
Malik and Genevieve just walked in.
Oh, nice.
If we approach, can we hear him if he calls out?
Did
No,
any,
I shout out to
did
him.
any of us see him get sucked in?
Yes, all of y'all saw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because pretty much all the attention was on him because y'all were talking about should we open it, should we not open it, and then he just walked forward, and so all eyes were on Nazareth.
I'll run up to right outside where he vanished and yell for him and see if he can hear me, if I can hear him.
You don't hear anything, and you don't hear anything.
Wow, that was quick.
This is a poorly designed adventure. Why would I set it up? A total character annihilation on the first mission. Why would I do that?
All that. There's no
The only
like
thing I
strong
was thinking is
smells
maybe
going
smoke
on.
there, you know?
There aren't any animals acting weirdly around us. The sun is shining.
Yeah, the sun is shining high in the
are
sky.
singing.
Birds are singing.
No birds
It's
are, like,
a
flying
beautiful
into it
day.
and disappearing.
No, not that you've seen.
Okay. All right. So, and nothing smells weird or like
Any large
brimstone.
rocks nearby?
Yeah, there are some large rocks.
Alright, I want to throw a large rock at the thing that just rippled.
Okay, so you pick up a pretty large rock and use your Titan strength to throw it forward. It hits the kind of the barrier where the grass ends, and reality ripples, and the rock disappears.
Oh. I don't want that coming back. Stop throwing your garbage in our dimension.
I had the scroll.
Yeah!
Hey. I changed my mind. This is.
Is there anyone else around, any other tracks that we want to miss?
No, those are the only other. If you guys take a look around, they are the only tracks that you've seen. It looks like
We
they.
don't know that he died. Do we
Cor-
know? Okay, so
He does. It didn't look like he died, but
To say my bow and arrow is out.
all right.
Yeah, I think we're battle ready at this point.
Okay, weapons out.
Yeah.
So now what? He's gone. He had the freaking scroll.
Just kidding, because I'm not like a money thing, but I'm just like, you know what? You need to give your money to charity because you're screwing up with. But with everybody disappearing, I'm like, well,
right.
people might be hurt. We need information. I don't know. Do any of you guys entertain the idea of following him?
Yes.
I gotta use Rush.
Yeah.
I can honestly say yes.
Yeah.
Do we need to go holding hands or like jump in all at the same time?
It's up to you guys.
Do you think we need to?
Is there anything around that we can tie to one of each other's?
We're a group of adventurers. None of us have rope.
Right?
If you look at your everybody, I think everybody has an adventurous pack, hopefully, which includes rope.
Oh, cool. So, is there another big rock around?
Yes.
All right. So I want to tie the rope around her, and then tie it to the rock and hold the rock while she
Said I
goes
was a
through.
woman.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
This is true. Is your character a woman?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're a dude,
I'll get you.
right?
I'll
Okay.
get you folks in really soon.
So,
If we're getting to a point where it's a good time for you to jump in.
do you agree with this? I'm tying the rope around you. Just kind of going.
I don't know. I would like maybe tie it to a rope or something, throw it in, and then see if you can yank it back.
All right. So how about I listen to you begrudgingly, but I'll
Do
tie.
you have horses to mess with?
I'll
Throw
tie
the horses
the rope to a rock,
That's
and then see if I can pull it back after throwing it through.
Okay. So you're holding onto the rope,
Correct.
and then you throw the rock.
Yeah.
Okay. When you throw the rock in, it hits the area. Reality ripples. And both the rock, the rope, and the Titan disappear.
Well, heck, Pippin, I guess we're going in. I would like to try to make sure that we try to enter into this thing as similarly as possible as to what Nazareth and what's your name?
Rocks.
Rocks.
I like throwing rocks.
Huh?
So I am now through the portal now too, because I threw a rock with a rope.
Oh yeah.
And
it dragged you
pulled
in.
So
Okay.
what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna step through.
Okay.
And I'm gonna see as long as Pippin is cool with it. I don't want to leave you
Okay.
alone. Okay. Do we have
All
any
right.
horses we gotta take care of or anything here? I mean,
No.
Okay. All right.
We walked.
Okay. You walk. That's cool.
The terrain was a little bit too weird at the start for horses. Okay, so this is actually a good time to get these folks. So you can come up with a name for yourself, but I'll just get you to where these guys are. So basically, what happened is you were traveling down a trade road to a city that you have been to before, a city called Mist. It is a city in the Endless Plains, which is this grass plains covers about 70% of the continent. And you got over the rise on the trade road to the city, and the city wasn't there. So you went down to investigate, and all of a sudden, this is what happened to you. You step or reach into the dirt area, and for a moment, your body tingles and the air starts to ripple. You feel a force pull you forward, and what feels like an hour later, you are in the dirt patch, but Mist is now in front of you, gates open. Behind you, your companions have disappeared. This is for you guys because he was by himself. And it was all quiet, and so you now went into the city. So basically, you got to the top of the rise, the city was gone, you walked down the trade road, and then that happened to you. Feels like an hour later, your eyes open, and the city was in front of you now, and nothing, and you know, the trade road was behind you, and so you went into the city. You guys, you first, the same thing happens to you. Behind you, your companions have disappeared. In front of you, the gates are open, and there are several orc raiders on horseback and goblins mounted on raptors. So when your eyes open and you refocus, you see the village, the wall, the gate is open, and there are 4 orcs on horseback and 12 goblins riding what look like 6-foot-tall velociraptors.
Can I hit any of them with my rocks?
And basically,
That's a valid question.
yeah, that's right. This is true.
And
They're way too far.
The secret question is the goblin that's a part of our party also on the lizards?
Basically, what happened was a couple of minutes after you arrived, you went inside the gates, and then you heard horses and raptors come in, and they look confused because just like you figured they were riding hard down the trade road, and were not expecting a city, and then all of a sudden the city was in front of them.
Right.
And you heard them inside the gate, and you see the 4 orcs on horseback, the 12 goblins on raptors, and then you see a troll, 7-foot tall, green, big horns, probably wearing nice robes, like he looks like he's a caster, appear in front of the orcs and goblins. Danny is on his own until he's on his own for 2 minutes, because it took you guys approximately 2 minutes to decide before you went in, and then you guys pretty much went in immediately. But he's by himself, and this is the gate. You know, orcs, 6'3", 300 pounds of all green muscle on war horses, 4 of them, and then 12 goblins on velociraptors. They're all outside the gates of the city, and they're kind of looking like the city wasn't here when I didn't give you, and then you popped up. So this is kind of the boundary. You stepped through, reality rippled, your eyes took focus, and now you see the walled village and all of these orcs and goblins. Danny, when you walk through, all of them are like, what the? And then they see you, and one of the orcs on horseback, he has a mace, so basically a spiked ball on a stick, and he points it at you. So you put your hands up?
Yeah.
Okay. So the goblins on the velociraptors. So the velociraptors are hissing at you, riding around you.
They are circling you there.
And a couple of the velociraptors' tail hits you and kind of push you forward a little bit. And what you notice is, that their circle around you is breaking the boundary of where what sucked you in, but they're not disappearing.
You threw a rock. I can't wait for the
Oh.
rock to go through.
And a large rock comes in.
Can I please squash a goblin?
Comes rolling.
Roll a d6. Roll a d6.
Alright.
Just a d6.
It's just one.
High as
6!
All right. Oh, it exploded.
a large rock flies in over your head, brushing your hair, and squishes this goblin. And
There's another rock. It has a rope on it.
And you.
Oh yeah, it's true.
So you got a chance to hit 2 gobblers.
Excuse me, sir. I intend to close.
roll a d6. You want a
Get the
this is
rest
just
of
a
the
random
unit
roll.
doesn't.
You want a 4 or 5.
How about a 2?
Nope. You don't speak Goblinese or Storm Song. Storm Song is the orc language. Goblinese is. After that rock, all of them get really skittish. One of the velociraptors bites you on the shoulder, not enough to hurt you, and trying to kind of subdue you. Do you allow it to, or do you fight back?
I'm not gonna fight back. No
Okay.
problem.
And you go down to one knee, and the velociraptor is
Hands full, or are you trying to...
pulling on your shoulder, and the one that yelled at you rides his horse up to here, and everybody stops. They're now like not circling you; they're just standing there, and and they come up and
Did nothing.
and the orc looks back at the other 3 orcs on horseback and says something. And even though you don't speak Storm Song, you know it's something. They're making fun of you. And the one that's speaking to you snorts, and all the rest of them snort. And some of the goblins. Your language is called Mithril, and he says in broken Mithril, "What you do to us?"
Not me. Did nothing.
And he kind of turns his horse around and waves his mace over his head and points it at you. "Tell us what you do."
Not me. Did nothing.
Unfortunately, the first guy through loves punching. Can I have your miniature, please?
Yeah, I'm attached to a rock right now.
So the second rock comes in with him attached to it. How is this gonna happen?
Roll again. Another goblin.
6! Get there! Can I switch the leader?
No, they're a little tougher than the goblin.
Can I knock down the leader off his horse? Can I switch the horse? No.
So another rock comes in, squishes another goblin. Of course, everybody admitted
that rock though.
Yeah, attached to that rock is an 8-foot-tall, 475-pound half giant. Oh, by the way, Titans look completely human, except their upper torso is slightly segmented and has a jewel in the center. But other than that, he looks completely human.
And tall.
And yeah, 8 foot long. He comes, reality ripples. He steps through with his shield and longsword, and everybody sees him. You see the scene. You see the troll Cyphermancer on one knee with a raptor kind of like biting at his shoulder, and this guy talking aggressively to him.
What would you like? Just point at him.
Close am I to that raptor that has his shoulder in his mouth?
Let's say it's this guy right here. So
is it within striking distance?
It is now.
Because that raptor's about to lose its head for my sword.
Okay. We're gonna start initiative, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. So when you guys step through, which is gonna be next round, you'll know what you should do. So this is how combat works. So if you look at your character sheet, you should notice that there are 3 ways to attack in this game: warfare, influence, and power. At the beginning of each round, you're going to determine for your character, how is your character going to act? Are you going to punch, bite, kick, or crossbow someone? You would want to roll your warfare. If you are going to taunt, befriend, or frighten, you would want to roll your influence. Or if you're going to cast spells, which spellcaster, and you have spells to cast heavy, but you don't need to. All of them can be done as part of your attack. So you probably would always want to roll warfare unless you're going to try to befriend someone or something. You roll that number. Don't forget your fate die. Don't forget your fate die, which will explode. And that roll generates what is called your attack points, okay? Now, you should also notice that each of your attack stats has a defensive stat under it. Defense is under warfare. Influence is, I'm sorry, willpower is under influence, and resistance is under power. The way that you attack is, every time you can spend a number of attack points equal to your opponent's appropriate defense, you get what's called a damage check. Right now, Jake and probably Danny are going to demonstrate this. So once this attack happens, these guys are going to go to attacking because you've shown violence. They're going to start attacking. What you want to do is, Jake, roll your warfare. So what is it, 2d6?
2d6 plus 2.
Don't forget your fate die. So roll that up.
So
the red one.
Does
Yep.
it count as the d6 for the fate die? Okay.
Yep. So 2d6 plus 2. Oh! 10.
Yeah, it blows up. This is my.
Yep.
So
10. Keep going.
2.
12.
So 12 plus 2 is 14.
Okay, now, so Jake has 14 attack points under his warfare. Just to give you an idea, the goblin that he's attacking has a defense of 3. Every time Jake can spend 3 attack points, he will get what is called a damage check. And the only thing you need to know about damage checks are...
Were you attacking the Velociraptor or the Goblin?
I was originally attacking the Velociraptors. Do they have different stats?
You can attack either or.
Okay.
Yeah. If you attack the... Well, there's no... You would assume that if you kill the Goblin, the Velociraptor is probably just going to wander away. Not that you guys need to know this, but you need to know this. I have these little charts here. You guys are heroes. In the game, there are 10 hero levels. And there are 6 NPC levels. So when you attack make a damage check against a bad guy, I cross-reference your level with their level, and that tells me what you have to roll on the damage check to deal damage to them. So Jake, so you're attacking this one goblin. You have 14 attack points. If you notice, you have a little chart there. If you want to keep track of your attack points, it says attack points, and it's like 1 to 20.
Yep.
If you spend 3 of them, you're going to get a 2d6 damage check against a 6 or better.
Okay.
You spend 3, you now have 11. Roll 2d6, just a straight roll. 6 or better, a 4. The goblin saw you come through, or he saw his friend get smushed.
Yep.
You stepped through, was like, oh, step towards him, swung at him with your long sword, and it ducked down and it went over its head. So now you have 11 attack points. His defense is still 3. Every time you can spend 3 attack points, you get an opportunity to damage him.
Okay.
All right, so you want to go for another 6? Okay. 8. That's better than you need. You come around with your long sword for a second swing. It doesn't duck quick enough. His body falls off of the raptor, and the raptor, you now have, math is hard, you have 8 attack points left. Now, the way that a turn works, guys, is you get 1 move action and 2 simple actions. A move action, if you look at your character sheet, move is on the right-hand side. That's how many squares you can move on your turn. If you forfeit both of your simple actions, you can double move. Pippin's move is 6. So if he says, I'm not doing anything simple, he could move 12 squares instead. Okay?
Okay.
And you can do your actions in any order, and Jake is about to show you that right now. You can do your actions in any order you want to. So Jake, move to, yes ma'am.
What would you classify as simple action?
Ah, that's a fantastic question, actually. So a simple action is an action that takes almost no concentration. Pulling a sword, opening a door, turning a table over, closing a window are all simple actions.
Knocking a bow.
Yeah, knocking a bow. You can do 2 of those things on your turns. If Jake didn't have his weapon out when he stepped through the portal, he could pull his weapon, take 2 steps, attack, take 2 more steps, attack, pull another weapon, and all his simple actions would be used up at that point. So yeah, that's a fantastic question. So yeah, simple actions are things that take almost no concentration and have almost no chance of failure. So Jake, you actually can do a double move because you didn't take any simple actions this turn.
Yeah, I was already on that square.
You have 8 more squares of movement and 8 attack points left. Of course, you know exactly what these guys' level and defense is by looking at them because you're a seasoned warrior. The goblins have a defense of 3. The orc raiders have a defense of 6.
Okay.
If you could get up to one of the raiders, you would have enough attack points to get 1 attack against them.
So I would like to move in front of the leading raider.
You can move through friendly squares with no problem. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're in front of the orc on the horse.
Okay.
And if you spend 6 attack points, you get a damage check against him. Now, the goblins are minions, so you need a 6 or better to damage a minion. As a first level hero, you need an 8 or better to damage. These guys are called lieutenants. The 6 NPC levels in the game are minion, thug, lieutenant, chief, boss, and overlord. You need an 8 or better to damage him.
Okay. All right. 10.
Boom! You did it. You run past the troll. You poke your sword up at the rider, and you stab him. What's your damage with your longsword?
So my damage, 18.
18. So his and I'm talking out loud just so you guys can know what's going on. The orc raider has a physical armor of 2. Your 18 damage is reduced by 2, so he takes 16, and he has 30 hit points. He's down to 14 hit points. When he gets to 0 hit points,
let's do it again.
He's dead. Now, you only have 2 attack points left.
So that's not enough to do anything.
Yeah. So you used almost all of your movement. You could move. You still have 2, 6, 8. You still have 2 squares of movement. However,
deal with the big orcs.
Yeah, I'll deal with the big orcs. So,
okay.
Don't worry about the
can I raise my shield?
Your shield always provides you with physical armor resistance. Basically, it always is providing you additional protection beyond your armor that you're wearing. And then you have some talents that allow you to cancel damage if you're armed with a shield.
Okay.
Okay, so you have 2 attack points left, so that's going to come in handy if they attack you back. Danny, how many attack points did you have? Daniel, actually, they're going to go before you.
That's fine.
Hey, Jake, you have a defense of 9, right?
I have a defense of 9, yes.
Okay, so they can only get 1 attack against you. So the goblin the orc that you skewered spins his horse around and tries to slap you with his mace. He is a lieutenant, so he needs a 6 or better to damage you. I'm gonna do all of my rolls. Orange is gonna be my fate die. 5. So he spins his horse around, swings his mace at you. Maybe you block it with your shield for no damage. Goblins are going to step. Well, they don't have to step because they're already adjacent to you. This goblin will step in. All of the goblins around you, Jake, are going to get 1 attack. They're only minions, so they need an 8 or better. So this guy, nothing. This guy, nothing. This guy, 1 hit. So he pokes you with his short sword. He pokes you with his sword for 11 points of damage. All right, and since it's on, Danny, this guy's gonna close in here. This guy's gonna close in here. You guys are gonna show up at the beginning of the next round, and this guy's gonna come around here. These guys are gonna move here. So Danny, you have 3 goblins around you, so they need 8 or better.
Well, that would be your drive.
On my turn.
Yeah, you can do that whenever an ally adjacent to you. You can't do it to yourself, but you can do it. Yeah.
But I can do that. It's a -1 AP. I'm assuming attack point.
Yeah.
So I roll into my attack point. So that's my attack points for this round.
For this round.
Yeah.
And you act next. These guys are just faster
Yeah,
than you.
no, that's fine.
So Danny, I need 8s.
You have
Nothing.
more move points than me, but don't push it.
Nothing. 1. Okay, Danny, 11 points of damage. And so basically, since you don't have any armor on, it's 11 comes from your hit points. So they're poking you with their short sword. How many hit points do you have left?
19.
19. Okay, cool. So they poke. One of them gets a poke against you. Danny, your turn. Before your other companions step through the portal. All right. So how many attack points do you have left? 10. After spending 2?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You are surrounded by goblins on raptors. They have a resistance of 3. So just like Jake, with your spell, every time you can spend 3 attack points, you get a damage check. The way your spell works is you have to determine The way you power your spell is you have to determine how far away they're going to be.
Does 9 damage.
Cool.
So,
All right. Yeah.
might as well.
All right. Give me
For the cast.
no. You're rolling against them, so you need a 6 or better.
8.
His head explodes. So you see him fire a beam of white hot anger at one of the goblins, and the goblin just pops.
Another Velociraptor runs free.
So every time you use this, it costs you 6 power points, Danny.
Well, that was only 3 because that's the fear.
Oh, 3 power points. Okay, my fault. You have 2 more goblins who are adjacent to you. 6 or better. Now, a battle scar can be spent to get a reroll on damage checks, just to let you know.
How quickly do we reaccumulate battle scars?
You get battle scars every time you go to 0 hit points of composure. Whenever you do something that I deem is super awesome, I just give you one. Or at the end...
Squishing 2 things with rocks? I don't get one?
That was random.
Kind of like inspiration.
Completely random. But, or if... at the end of a really difficult conflict,
Okay.
I'll be like, yeah, take a battle scar. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm gonna keep those because I can gain 20 mana back for using them, so I'm not gonna bother with that.
There you go. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you get one more attack, I'm pretty sure.
Well, that put me down to 6. So
Oh,
4, 6.
this one, his head explodes. I wish I could do that. But I can't.
Down to 2. More than 6.
7.
His head explodes. You see the troll, just a white beam of energy come from his finger, and he's
Like I said, don't worry about the goblins. I'm gonna like shoo you.
My turn.
Your turn.
I get one more.
Before,
And I get to move.
You know it costs you 3 attack points per goblin, right? It only costs you 2 for yourself because you're an ally or you were casting on yourself. So it costs 3 attack points
Per goblin.
per goblin and 3 power points per goblin.
Okay, well
Okay.
then that's all done for that.
All right.
And
Do you want to move?
So impressive.
Move back.
move behind the Titan dude.
Okay. Cool. All right, so Malik, and then you two come in after Malik, and we'll start from the top of the initiative.
Yes.
Malik, so you are
Way over there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Do you have any ranged weapons? I can't remember.
Daggers.
You can
Throw
throw you can throw daggers. Yeah.
Boys.
It's a little
Yeah.
far.
So yeah, it's a little far, but if you move one, you can.
I was
double.
gonna just move directly behind him.
Okay.
And he can double move. He's got 6 movement, so.
That's why he's kind of not, yeah.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna say that there's enough large rocks for you to give me a thievery check. So 2d6, and then choose one of your dice, which is a different color, to be your fate die. And whenever you roll a 6 on that die, and it's part of the 2 dice.
No, of your 2d6.
Yeah.
So the white one.
Will be your...
Okay, so roll 2d6, and add your total thievery to your roll. 10 total thievery. Lower right hand corner. Yep. 7. So 17. So you move from large rock to large rock. One of them he threw, and so none of them can see you. So you're going to get additional damage on your next attack. All right, top of the order. Guess what? You guys see a human female who is familiar, and a elf step through the portal. And when you guys can focus, you're like, you see the Titan here. You see your troll Cyphermancer here. Orc on horseback, orc on horseback, orc on horseback, orc on horseback. Goblins on Velociraptors. And both of you give me perception. Actually, all 4 of you give me perception checks. I want to see if you notice the goblin.
1d6 or what?
2d6 plus your perception. And you need a 17. You're looking for a 17. Oh, that's a 10.
10 plus my perception is another 5, so I got 15.
11?
The bleary
Okay, 11 total.
hungover elf
No, I think
actually
the 5.
spots it, but
5
no one
plus
else
7,
does.
you get 12.
Okay, the only person when
The
you
bleary-eyed hungover elf.
when you step through, you see a goblin moving from rock to rock, and looks like he's trying to sneak up on one of the orcs. A goblin you've never seen before. You're the only one that notices the goblin. Okay.
So
Yeah, he's not on the raptor.
Okay.
He's not dressed like the other goblins who are basically wearing rags essentially and carrying short swords. He doesn't have a short sword. He has a nice scimitar. Now, so we're gonna start a new round, guys. Again, so everybody decide how you're going to act this round and roll the attack stat based on how either you're going to be punching and stabbing and shooting, magicking. Danny's going to be magicking. Oh, yeah. And you're going to be stabbing because your magic works with your attacks. So you're going to be roll your attack stat. Don't forget your fate die.
Fate die is red.
Well, first off, I'm just going to holy court. Where the F are the bailiffs of this city?
I don't know what is going on.
God! Aside from spending a battle scar to regain mana, is there any other way of doing that?
You have, I think, on the back of your character sheet, you should have something called an arcane battery. Do you have an arcane battery?
Yes.
So an arcane battery is basically a clay disc that you can purchase. And what it acts as, it's enchanted and acts as a conduit between the planes of existence where mana lies. So if you destroy it, there's a top and you gain 20 power points back. So it's a little one-time use artifact that allows you to absorb mana.
I'm assuming outside of battle just would.
No, you can do it inside of battle. It's
I think it's it was just meant like not for the one shot, because obviously we're probably not going to get to like a resting period.
Yeah.
Is there like a system of?
Oh yeah, every 15 minutes you don't spend mana, you get. Every 15 minutes you don't spend power points, you get 5 points back. So every hour you get 20. You get 20 back for free.
And I got a 6.
Cool.
Oh, actually 8.
Yeah. All right, cool. Jake, round 2. You have a orc on horseback and basically 3 goblins surrounding you. Your ally behind you who's going to cast an illusion spell on you if somebody tries to hit you. Probably. How many attack points do you have?
I have 8.
Okay. That will give you 1 attack against the orc with 2 points left over, or you can clean out 2 goblins next to him.
Let's go for the big guy.
Okay.
I'll leave him for the little dudes.
All right. So you spend 6 attack points, and you need an 8 or better to damage him.
Okay. Oh, 2-1.
Oh no! Do you want to spend a battle scar to reroll that?
Miserably.
Oh no, he did fail miserably. He failed super miserably.
Unless you're gonna play for the character beat.
I think I am going to spend the battle scar to reroll that.
Okay, give me a reroll. 8 or better.
You're really close, and you really close.
6.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
Yep.
Okay, so you swing at him. He blocks with his mace.
Yep.
He
blocks with his
5
mace.
enemies.
Yeah, he took out. He cleaned out like 5.
Surprise attack and a power attack.
Yeah.
Well,
That's still pretty awesome.
Yes, it is.
so I mean, what is the general morale of these orcs? I mean,
The orcs. What you know about the orcs is that they are fierce and they love nothing more than war. They're kind of like Jake, relish battle to the nth degree.
so they don't seem to be surprised or upset by what we're doing.
Correct.
They're just
So even a battle cry from Jake's character wouldn't startle them up.
Correct.
Okay, so they're pretty sturdy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You've been yelling for no reason. So.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, if I saw 2 of my companions get squished by rocks, I'd be.
Maybe I'd be more confused. I'd be
waiting
on
on
the questions.
Wait a minute, Danny, you're next.
Okay.
How many attack points do you have?
23.
Holy shnikes. Okay, you
Speaking
have.
of, I forgot. Oh no, he hasn't been attacked yet.
No, he hasn't been attacked yet.
He just fucked up his.
Yep.
Okay, Danny. So, the orcs have a resistance of 3. The goblins have a resistance of 3. So every time you can spend 3 attack points, you get a damage check. But remember, every time you cast a spell, you have to pay power points to power your magic. So you're spending attack points and power points.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Alrighty. Let's, there's 2 goblins behind me.
2 goblins behind you. Yep.
Alright, let's blast one first here.
Okay. 3 attack points and 3 power points.
Yep.
Okay. Need a 6 or better. 6.
That's a 6.
Head explodes. Dead.
Oh.
So 3 attack points and 3 power points will get you another damage check. 6 or better.
The other one. That's more than a 6.
Dead. Minions are squishy. As you can tell, the orcs are lieutenants, so
Yeah,
they
take a
have.
little bit.
Blowing up the little things to get them off of his back.
Yep.
There you go.
I'm not even gonna bother with the big ones. How many more goblins are there?
1, 2, 3, 4 total. You two have killed everything else.
Eric said if you can pull the cards, but he said if you were going he's on his way back down. But yeah.
Do I displacement
I think
illusion?
Only when he gets attacked.
Okay, cool. So I can hold on to those attack points
Yep.
for the rest of this round.
Yep.
And I will Why you have so many? We'll tell you when you get here.
Because they're.
Well,
So, Eric gets.
sure, blast that one.
Okay.
Him and I both get one. Jen go.
Oh, yeah, for the...
Oh.
I'm gonna assume. I know you don't want to spend a battle scar to reroll against a friggin' minion, so I'm not even gonna ask if you're gonna waste a battle scar on that. Oh, dude, what's the speed? What's the speed on your fear bolt?
5/+10.
Okay, so you can only make 5 attacks per round with the. Just keep that. So you've made. That's your 4th attack. Yeah, weapons and spells have a speed, so even though you have a ton of attack points, you can only use it a certain number of times.
So that was gonna be home.
Yeah.
6 or better on this one.
Yep. That's more than 6.
Dead. This one eyes bulge out of his head and he collapses.
Now that says target loses free composure, takes 9 damage. Not that they are going to have any composure, considering their heads are exploding.
Right. Yeah.
Does that do anything to the other goblins?
No. So it definitely would eat into their morale. But he's dead, so he doesn't care if he's scared.
In this case, I still have 11 attack points to go, because I rolled 23 there. So I'm assuming I need to use one of my attack points to use the battle scar gain mana thing.
Yep.
Down to 10. Gaining the 20. Dropping a battle scar.
Cool. So Malik is next, then the orcs, then Tam, then Pippin, based on initiative. Malik, you are within striking distance of one of the orcs.
You're on horse, right?
They are on horse and they are surprised. So you have them by surprise, so your damage checks against them are +2. And I'm pretty sure you have some talents that say when you catch someone by surprise, you do additional damage.
Yes. I added 2d6.
Ooh, I like it.
So
Well,
make
how many attack points do you have?
On one of their backs and stabby stab.
7.
7? Okay.
+2, 9.
9, yes.
So that will give you only 1 attack against the orc. However,
I'll make it work.
you can spend a battle scar to reduce your target's defense by 2. So if you did that, that would drop the orc raider's defense to 4, and you would get 2 attacks this turn. Okay. You can still do that, but you'll get two attacks at it instead of 1.
Yeah.
Oh, and the one that you're okay. So you jump on this horse, and roll 2d6. You're looking for 8 or better. Don't forget your fate die.
So.
That's why I have a bag of spares.
Only 2d6. Only 2d6.
Yeah,
one
which
of them
one's
is
your
your fate die.
one?
What fate was the white one?
Okay.
All right.
So
Yeah, just
fate
2.
1 and 1.
You're looking for 8.
Yep.
Not 8.
Do you want to spend a battle scar to reroll?
Yeah.
All right. Spend the battle scar and reroll. It's only a 1 shot. You won't need it. So reroll. Looking for 8.
6.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, dude. So that's your one. That's your 1 attack. No, it's just straight. A damage check is just straight 2d6 roll. So your second attack. I'm sorry. Your second attack.
Roll again?
Yeah, you did your 1 attack. You re-rolled your first attack, and so you get your second attack.
That was better.
10. Awesome. How much damage do you do?
He's hitting with a scimitar, probably 13.
Yes.
13. It doesn't cost you anything to do the opportunist thrust, the 2d6 damage on a surprised opponent?
Nope.
No.
Okay, so you do 13 plus 2d6. Roll up. Roll 2d6. No fate die this time, just a straight 2d6 roll. 5
5.
5. So you do 18 to him, minus 2 armor. He takes 16. He is down to 14 hit points as well.
Cool.
Good work, man. And you're on the back of his horse. The goblins and orcs, and then Tammy and Pippin, in whatever order y'all want to do it. Everybody sees that.
Oh yeah. We just
You
saw
would know-
a goblin jump from behind a rock up on top of a horse.
I
like him.
Jake, the one attack against you and the orc in front of you. He gets a 6 or better.
I saw.
6.
6.
I don't want to
Danny.
get a white beam of death.
Displacement illusion.
Yep.
Real quick, what you see the troll do is he does one of this on you, and all of you guys see that the Titan become blurry for a second, and it throws the orc's attack off and misses where he normally would have hit.
Thanks, buddy.
And that's a racial ability for trolls.
Trolls. It's a cool thing. Displacement. See, it's weird. Like your body kind of shifts around.
With the flashing, he could do stuff.
Yeah, basically.
Orc next to the orc that you jumped on, he turns his horse around. I'm sure your defense is like 9, right?
Yes, it is.
So he's only going to get 1 attack. He's looking for a 6 or better. A 7. All right. Do you have any attack points left over, and do you have any defensive talents that cancel damage? I'm pretty sure
So
you do.
he originally had
7.
you had 9, and then you how much
He
was
spent
it?
8.
8, so he has 1 left.
I think your defensive talent that allows you to cancel damage takes 2 attack points.
I mean, he's still on the back of the guy's horse, right?
Yeah, so he's gonna the attack is
They give
hindered.
you with some cover.
Yeah, the attack is hindered,
My
which
footwork would make me have to use acrobatics.
Unless
Yeah,
one orc
okay.
doesn't.
You don't have
Unless
to
the
actually
one orc doesn't care. They
okay.
for that.
So the orc clubs you with his mace, doing 14 points of damage. Subtract your 2 armor
From your hit points.
So 12. So take 12 from your hit points. When your hit points get to 0, you're unconscious.
Cool.
All right. The other orc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll ride over here to. He rides over here. I'm assuming your defense is like 7, right?
My defense is
7.
7. Yes.
He only gets 1 attack against you. He's looking for an 8 or better.
6.
He swings and you block it with your battle hammer.
Hammer time.
Hammer time. Dun, 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 dun.
Can't touch this.
Yeah.
You can't strike this.
You cannot strike this. Yeah, Danny. Gobbo on you. He needs a
Whatever it is, -1.
8 or better. Okay. The -1, so he really missed. And then the 2 goblins on you, sir. They need a 8 or better. Ooh.
Wow.
And weapons have. I'm about to tell you guys what SCM means.
I have to do the illusion thing before you roll to strike.
Right.
Okay. That's, well.
Yeah, that's a -1 is not going to do it.
Anyway.
So 14. What is the SCM of his weapon? Short sword SCM is +9. He needed an 8 + 9 is 17. He didn't roll high enough. Basically, if you look at all of your weapons have something called S as in Sam, C as in Cat, M as in Michael. That stands for stun check modifier. When your fate die explodes enough for you to have a number equal to the target number plus your SCM, the target becomes stunned. So they lose their next turn. 11 points of damage, sir. Subtract your total physical armor.
So I would still subtract 6 from that, right?
Yep.
So my shield is still there. So 11 minus 6, 5.
Yep.
Down to 40.
All right, and that is all the goblins. Pippin or Tam, you may go in whatever order you decide because you're going at the same time.
If she stepped through first and I'm backing her up, she can
Go first.
do the
Yeah.
do the thing.
Well,
So
first off, I'm just like,
So the orc is.
good crap, where the hell are the bailiffs? You know,
I mean,
where's the
We're the
townsfolk?
bailiffs. Ah!
Does it look like there's anybody else around?
Exactly.
Well,
Did you
we're
want
not
us to
even
roll a
inside the
perception
gate
check to
yet.
see if there was anything else going on in the periphery of the action?
You know,
Okay.
I mean, we don't even know if these guys were aggressors.
No,
I
we're
mean,
not
they
even
just
inside
might
the
be
gate
looking
yet.
for a scrap.
I did.
We're not inside the gate yet either.
I saw.
I came out of it.
What the hell?
And he didn't see anything. Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't you think the bailiffs, if they were there, are on high alert? Their town just phased.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's you would think.
Well, technically, if they're already in town, they wouldn't even. If they're like in their house, they wouldn't notice it because they said they phased. They just,
How many attack points do you have?
I have
Milady?
6.
Okay, so that is enough to get 2 attacks against goblins, but only 1 attack against one of the orc raiders. And you have an orc raider right in front of your face right now.
I'll defend myself and try to. You tried to kill me.
Yep.
I'm gonna
Attack
push
him
it
back.
Yeah.
So you attack with your battle hammer.
So and that's my story, Judge.
He attacked me first. I was self-defending.
So yeah.
So you need an 8 or better.
My friends are here.
Maryland, it doesn't matter. You're both going to jail.
9.
Ooh, 9 is bigger than 8. At least that's what my teacher told me.
Yeah.
So what is your damage?
My damage is with a battle hammer. It is 14.
Okay. Do you have enough attack points and or power points to use one of your talents like smite to increase
She
your
had
damage?
to use 6, right? So she has nothing left after using the 6 to attack it.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. So I have none left.
So
I'm
straight
ready.
14 damage.
Yeah.
So he hasn't been damaged yet.
Not that guy.
70. However, he only has 16 hit points left.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
So you bash him against his chest. You see his hide armor now has a bruise imprint on it, shaped like your hammer. oddly enough.
Right, yeah.
Would you like to move, or you're just going to stay stuck in and finish him off?
I'm gonna try to give whatever cover I can give to Pippin because I assume he's gonna be
I'm
going with the bow.
Okay.
I'm gonna be an archer, so if I'm gonna move like 4 spaces, kind of to the slant from the action,
Okay, this way.
like toward the town,
Okay.
and then hopefully I can take 2 shots. One at the orc that's attacking the cleric,
Okay.
and one at the orc with the goblin on the back.
Okay.
So-
So how many attack points do you have?
6.
6. So you'll be able to get 1 attack.
Alright, but if I were to suddenly change and try to go for the goblins, then
You would get 2 attacks against the goblins because they're not as defensive.
that makes more sense. So we'll take the simpler rolls and go for the 2 goblins instead of the orcs.
Oh, and you didn't want to move, Tam, right?
No,
Okay,
whatever
cool.
I can do to maybe give coverage to our missile
Missile launcher
guys.
So basically,
which is
you're gonna
just
try to
Pippin.
interpose and if anybody.
Right, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. I like
I mean
it.
that's what we do. I mean,
6 or better against the goblins.
arrows work better if the archer is around.
Go for this one.
Okay. Looking for a 6. That is more than a 6.
One attack was 3 of my attack points.
Yes,
I'm gonna
and
repeat it.
so
I tried to cut someone's throat.
looking for a 6 or better.
I think I'm there.
Ooh, would you want to spend the battle scar to re-roll that?
I can do that. Yeah.
Okay. Looking for a 6.
Got it.
This arrow goes through his trachea. Is that everything? So you've used your move, you used your attack actions. Is that everything? for
I
you,
only
Pippin?
moved up to 4 spaces. If
Actually, yes.
necessary, I can. All right. Well, this is the more important. Again, if we want to, I want to be the eye on the entirety of the battle. Is there any way that I can do like a real quick perception check to see if there's anything else out there?
Sure. 2d6 plus your perception.
8.
8 total. You don't see any movement, which, by the way, it is just a couple of hours after sunrise. You find it very odd that a town of this size, a town of any size at this time of day, people aren't up and making food and going to the market and getting
other
water.
thing is, we arrived at a certain point in time, and then when we stepped through the barrier, so we said there was like a physical effect of being an hour later.
Yeah,
Did that have an impact on our energy level?
No.
Okay.
It didn't fatigue you at all.
Okay, good.
Okay. And also, it appears to be it appears to be about the same time of day. So like maybe 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. Not even a sign of Mongols in the street or
No.
rats going through the sewers or anything like that. Okay, cool.
That Tam and Pippin. Okay, guys. Top of the order. So, like I said, initiative stays the same, but of course you have to regenerate your attack points. So, roll the attack stat that you're going to use, and this probably will clean it up. I don't know. These orcs are kind of.
plus 2 is 10.
7.
Don't forget your fate die.
Yep.
10
Oh,
is
so
your...
your fate die was
Oh,
a 6.
it's a 6.
So you get to reroll.
I rerolled.
So that would be 7 plus 2 is 9. 7 plus 2 is 9, yes.
9.
I'm assuming if we had any attack points from the last round, like.
If I'm not mistaken, Jake, you are leading us off.
Let's go. Alright, so I have 10 points to spend at Ugly. Alright, so I'm going to swing for the leader again.
Okay, looking for 8.
Okay. 12?
That is more than 8. As a matter of fact, your fate die should explode. So 12.
2, so 14 total.
What is the SCM of your weapon?
8.
8 plus 8 is 16. You only rolled a 14?
I rolled, 14.
If you had rolled 2 more, he would be stunned. If he lives through this attack, he would have been stunned.
Yeah.
But I can tell you he won't live because you do 18 damage.
Correct.
Okay. You are dispatching him. Please describe.
So I slice him in twain and watch one half of him fall off of his horse one direction and the other one falls off the other direction.
That's too graphic. Even for me, that's too graphic.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
I have a big sword.
We're willing to spend a battle scar. You could lower one of the orcs' defense by 2, which would bring them down to 4. Or if you had a goblin. Oh, wait a minute.
I do have
you
a
do
goblin.
have a goblin left. You
Yeah.
have enough attack points to get a 6 or better against the goblins because they're only minions.
6. Flat.
He turns into a fine red mist.
All right. And I still have 1 attack point for shenanigans if I need it.
If you need it, and you haven't moved at all, so
I'm going to go say hi to our goblin friend on horseback. Yeah.
Danny. So you have 2 orcs and 1 goblin. Oh, no, 2 orcs left. 3 orcs, but
I'm gonna move in a 5. Is that far enough to get me near the goblin?
the good goblin.
The good goblin, the only goblin.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get closer to him, but
Yeah, closer to is better than.
okay.
That's fine.
All right.
And you dealt how much damage to that orc?
2d6. He did like
14 HP
plus.
left because it was the same as the other one.
Yep.
So he got his life half,
Okay.
pretty much. You said they have what, like 30 health normally?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for a guy half my size, do the same amount of damage. I like it.
Surprise.
Yeah. I'm gonna use Ray of Force.
Okay.
Which costs me 6. And
Need an 8 or better on your damage check.
Get there, wizard.
I guess the question is,
What's the question?
do you go before the orcs?
I go
He goes.
Right after me?
Yep, after you. So he's probably gonna
Are
be
you
dead.
pretty
Unless
confident that you can deal 1 damage to that orc that you're...
If not, I will use my last battle.
You only have
Ray of
2?
Force, the
Yeah.
one that's...
yeah, character creation. Battle scar is a d6 roll, so it's a random how much you start. And humans start with 2 on top of what you roll. I unfortunately rolled a 2 for the goblin when I created him.
I'm gonna use Ray of Force on that.
It's okay.
Or Ray of...
When we make our own characters,
Okay.
mine's gonna be bad.
Well, you're also
What do I
could be
need?
more of a
Huh?
10
What do I need to roll?
An 8.
try to sneak up and get what you want from your opponent without actually attacking him.
Yeah. I mean, I have 33 hit points left.
He stabs people that don't see him coming.
Yes.
He's not that friendly.
No, I'm not that friendly.
All right, cool. That was Danny. Malik.
Yes.
Can my 5 put me behind the dude?
Actually, you didn't take a simple action, so you have a move of 10.
Okay, well, put me behind, put me like right in the corner between the goblin and the titan. Yeah.
Wait.
Somebody's gonna use
I have 2 attack points left.
displacement illusion. Trolls are so tricky. Malik, how many attack points you got?
I have. Oh wait, I have 8. Another 2.
That's enough for 1 attack. If you roll 8 or better, you got him.
Oh, DC hands. You can crack the whole one. I did not.
Oh, I'm gonna assume you don't want to use a battle scar on that.
I'll do it.
Okay, roll it up.
I'm doing it for the fam. 6.
Sad face.
6 total.
Because now he's no longer
He's no longer surprised.
Right. I'm sorry. Well, he was no longer surprised after your last attack, but yeah.
So he's no longer surprised.
Them. He gonna turn. He starts riding hard toward the village. Because he is leaving a square that can be attacked by an enemy, he loses 1 hit point from your disengaged strike. So he's like, this looks bad. And you slash him with your scimitar, but so that no one has to roll because there's enough rolling.
You nicked him on the ear.
Yeah, you nicked him as he retreats. And then this one starts riding hard towards the town. He loses a hit point from Tam, and this guy's gonna lose 3 hit points because all of them start riding hard toward the town.
So I was knocked off.
Huh? You can hold on, or you can, I'll just let you drop to the ground harmlessly if you want to drop to the ground.
Sure.
Okay.
Because I think I want to go.
That's their action. Tam and Pippin, they're riding hard in retreat. They saw how things were going.
Where'd the third one go? He died.
Oh.
He ran that way.
Yeah.
They're all 3 there, but
Yeah.
Hey Pippin, moving target practice.
yeah, but I rolled really low, so even if I were to attempt to take 1 shot at one of the horses,
And by the way, you guys are probably wondering, but if you haven't, I'll tell you. If you don't have, you always get 1 attack, no matter how many attack points you have. If you don't have enough to get 1 attack, you get 1 attack. The only thing is that the way it works is you spend all the attack points that you have, so you can't do any special stuff unless you're using spells, because you have some spells you have to use attack points with, and then you get one attack against them.
I mean, if the orcs were still engaged with us, I was debating whether to try to do a trick shot at the one that was the furthest. But since they're all running for it, I will take at least 1 shot at the one that left the player.
Okay.
Behind.
Yeah, he is damaged, so 8 or better. 7. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hangover still got me down a little bit.
All right, Sam.
Okay. Now, do I speak Storm Song?
Roll a d6.
Okay.
Looking for a 6.
All
That's a
right.
great question. I could have spoken to somebody before this happened.
You don't.
I don't. That's fine.
Put
Like,
it.
we're all
If you guys are not pursuing, they are going to be no more threat to you because you have demoralized them.
Sure.
Though orcs are not fraidy cats, they know when a battle can be won and can be lost. And this one could not.
And they watch this like blow up.
I'm gonna try to reclaim the 2 arrows that I got to hit the mark.
Excellent.
The third one is a
There's a bunch of raptors wandering
if I can
outside the
find
city
that,
now.
that's great. If not, then we'll worry about it.
Okay. All right. So as they, what are you guys doing?
I did the little freeze up, a single finger shot.
I kind of want to chase him because the battle isn't over till everything's dead.
Oh, I don't care. He
My-
wants
my
to get
drive
chased.
is-
I'll pull him down. I don't
My
care.
drive is relish battle, so
I'm just gonna follow him.
they're party poopers.
I want to know what's inside the town and what's so important about this thing anyway.
So the Titan starts running after them. Battle!
Cowards!
And
I'll follow him.
And so in all this, we realized that the town looks deserted, actually, or seems deserted.
I'm glad you asked that question because I'm going to ask who is following the battle-thirsty Titan and the overzealous Troll. Good.
Hey, he wants to go kill
I'm like,
I'm
hey,
getting my arrows, and I might check in on the goblin. Is he still down on the ground yet?
Yeah, he landed on his feet though. He's conscious,
He looks
but a little
woozy,
wounded.
but he's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, hold time out,
Everybody, give me a percent. Oh no, sorry. Go ahead, Tam.
Well, no, I'm just like, this is the first moment we've had that we're not like in dire
Yeah,
danger.
some of us need to breathe.
What's I mean, what's the hell is going on?
I still have a slight headache. I still have a little bit of hunger. I want my oxygen.
Me too.
And I'm just like, we just murdered a whole bunch of guys here.
I would not be against the idea that even though he's hungover, is still trying to scope things out and figure things out.
Give me everyone give me a perception check. Looking for a 12.
Oh, 8 plus 5, 13. Got there.
Okay,
21.
where is it again? I'm
So
sorry.
perception's down here. You
Oh,
use this
perception.
one. So you're 5 plus what you roll? 7?
Yeah.
You got 12, barely.
12. Okay.
I got 12.
Okay.
21. Oh, yeah.
You super see.
You super see.
My eyesight must still be a little bit blurry because I rolled. I'm really hungover apparently.
11. We said 11.
I'm having really bad rolls.
Okay.
I apologize.
No, that's right.
Oh, I got rolls.
All right, so everybody who rolled a 12, I guess the troll and the titan see it first as you are running into the open gates behind the orcs, and then you see it next because you two see it next. The village is eerily quiet. You perceive none of the normal activity you would expect at this time of day. There is no movement. Wait. Off near the village's open gate from the northeast, you see movement. 7 figures shamble toward you, arms outstretched. They are clearly villagers. Their skin is pale white, their eyes glow a ghostly green, and that same glow emits brightly from their jawless mouths. So as you two are running towards it, you see it first, and then the goblin and the cleric see it next, and they're just walking towards you with that new information.
Zombies!
I mean,
But they clearly look like townsfolk. Pale skin, glowing eyes.
what's your
missing-
ability?
I'm wondering, do I have any cleric
Yeah,
scare?
do you-
Maybe not first level, but
Oh, you know what? That's a good idea. I can do that.
You don't have turn undead. However, your smite ability is to increase your damage from your normal attack. You can turn it into divine damage, and basically undead and infernal creatures generally take more damage from that type of damage. So yeah, you don't have a turn at this level, but you do additional damage to things that shouldn't be.
sure,
That should be
that'd
dead.
be a natural.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
How early in the day is this?
It's about 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, cool. So we don't have to worry about fighting things at night.
Okay.
What do you
Oh,
think,
pardon.
Bookworm?
I think I'm gonna open up this scroll since there's obviously
Yeah, we got time to do it.
all
so-
this stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna try and open up this scroll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put some grass
You
on
know
it.
what?
Some grass on
You
it.
know what? I walked through the.
Oh, wait, we're in a big old hole. So
Yeah.
I had a bunch of goblin raptor things attack me.
Throw some dirt on it, you be alright.
You guys can yell at me all you want.
we are not giving anything.
I want to know what's in this baby.
So basically, as you guys walk towards the gate, just to give you an idea, as you walk into the open gate, the road into the town splits into 3 parts. The road continues straight deeper into the village, and there's a road that bears off to the left, and there's a road that bears off to the right, and that right road is where these townsfolk seem to be shambling from.
Where'd the cowards go?
They went straight.
They went straight. Okay.
Yeah. They apparently.
I'm just gonna be behind the Titan now, and
Okay.
I'm gonna attempt to open this thing up.
All right, so you know that you figured out earlier that from the markings of the scroll, it's probably not linked to the recipient. You touch the seal, and for 10 seconds, you concentrate on it opening. The quicksilver moves and wraps around your finger, leaving an elaborate silver markings around your finger. The seal is now useless. By concentrating, you can discard the quicksilver if you want to, and now the scroll is open.
Is the quicksilver like a ring around my finger?
No, it looks like a silver tribal tattoo on your finger. That's what it looks like.
I'm gonna leave it there.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
right. Oh my bad.
So the zombies are getting a little bit closer.
Well, I think I'm gonna slowly
fine.
read this aloud as I read it. So.
Okay.
It's about an artifact that was made by a cult called the Heralded Stone. It's an old artifact crafted hundreds of years ago by a fanatical cult dedicated to the phallus of the fallen gods. The device is supposedly designed to open a portal to unleash that god into this plane. The cult was defeated centuries ago, though. The stone could not be destroyed, but was rendered harmless by a powerful crystal. If the crystal isn't attacked and in place, there should be no danger. However, if one of these conditions are not met, we could all be in great danger. Any signs of extraplanar activity should, of course, be met swiftly with a ritual portal closing. The stone's crystal, which is the only thing that can hold danger at bay, hopefully we can find that. And
There's only one person getting excited about this.
apparently the guy had the artifact, and he sent drawings to the other guy, to the high priestess to
Oh, really?
to translate.
Because I'm like salivating. You're going, ooh.
Oh, man, I'm getting some all the
I want to
Oh.
know. Give me.
Things going on with the town. Hopefully the guy that had found the artifact is still in a safe place to tell us more about where the artifact is, or where the crystal is, to neutralize it. That's
So that's probably what's going on with these undead over here.
Possibly.
By the way,
possibly,
they're halfway to you.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to deal with these guys. I feel sorry for them, but it clearly looks like there's no coming back from where they are.
Give me
ask
a knowledge check.
Okay. 4.
Plus 2 is 2d6.
Oh.
Plus your knowledge.
Oh, that's my fate.
Oh, nice. 10.
Knowledge or 6.
16. That's good enough for almost a very difficult. No, that's exactly very difficult. You know that, first of all, being a cleric of justice, you know that these townsfolk are innocent of what is happening.
Right. Yeah.
So it would make you feel very, very icky to kill innocent people, unless you had no other choice. And you also know that some of these effects are reversible.
Oh, okay.
So you know that there are different types of zombifying. When the elf said extraplanar activity, I'm gonna just tell you real quick. In this setting, because of the history of the world, Cord, the god of balance, shattered the cosmos. Your planet used to be the location of all of the sources of the elements, and foreign beings from other parts of the cosmos would come here to try to steal them. So he was shattered the cosmos, creating the elemental planes, all safe tucked away, creating the places where the gods live, creating the places where the dead live. And the reason for that is so they wouldn't be constantly attacking this plane. But an effect of that is that you can't travel to foreign planes of existence. Like your body can't go to the elemental plane of fire because you're not meant to be there. So there's something in this world called extraplanar poisoning, which essentially turns people into zombies when they get exposed to the
forces of something from another realm.
Another realm.
Oh, okay.
You know that extraplanar poisoning is reversible. So you would know that. You know that it's reversible, and that these townsfolk are innocent. So I'm just letting you know, as a denizen of the world, what you know, and still let you make this ultimate decision because you're playing the character. But
do we have anything in our kit that actually can help reverse the curse?
Unfortunately, no. What it takes is a powerful dispel magic, and it takes a damage check roll against the highest level NPC that exists in the game. And other
Only that.
That's all.
Yeah.
And
Are there natural remedies that we can use that are
antitoxin would get rid of the effects of extraplanar poisoning, which would like any other poison or
we
disease.
don't have any on hand?
Anybody have antitoxin?
Yeah, I have a healing spell, but that's not right.
Wound absorb. No.
I
have water.
Cool.
I trust.
Question. Since
If
they're poisoned by the jump, why aren't we?
Danny, when you asked the question, so why haven't we been affected yet? Danny's character, being a cyphermancer and being familiar with magic and how magic works, his character would probably pipe in, and I'm only saying this because you, Danny, don't know this, but your character does. He would say that the effects of extraplanar poisoning takes a while. So in an hour or so, if this is what we're dealing with, we're going to start feeling the effects. That's what his character says because his character knows, but Danny doesn't know because it's his first time playing the game.
So we have a time limit.
Yes.
And we spent how much time fighting them?
The fight was probably 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah,
so all
it couldn't have
told,
been that terrible.
yeah.
Yeah, so
A round is about each combat round is 5 to 10 seconds approximately.
okay, so I'm just trying to chop it up so we can at least know what's going on when.
Skirmish link.
Yes.
Battle of Helm's Deep.
Yeah, so if it is about an hour, you guys have about 50 minutes
Cool.
since you've arrived. You've been here a little bit longer.
I think
Yeah,
we chase
okay.
after super ugly and past semi ugly.